Last Tuesday, my great-grandson Tommy came to visit. He's 6 years old now, full of energy and brutally honest, as children often are. While I was preparing our afternoon snack, I opened my usual container of mixed nuts. Tommy looked up from his coloring book and said, "Grandpa Doc, why do you eat those? My teacher told us those kinds can make old people sick." I chuckled at first, but then I saw the genuine concern in his eyes. It stopped me cold. I've been a physician for over 6 decades, and here was my 6-year-old great-grandson questioning my health choices. That evening, I couldn't stop thinking about Tommy's innocent question. So I went to my medical journals and started researching. What I discovered shocked me, even after all my years of medical practice. Could something I've been eating nearly every day be silently damaging my health? And if I, a lifelong physician, didn't know about this danger, how many of you watching right now might be unknowingly putting your health at risk too? I'm Dr. William Bennett. I practiced medicine for 67 years before semi-retiring, though I still consult at our local senior wellness center 3 days a week. I'm 91 years old now, and I've specialized in geriatric nutrition for the past 4 decades. I've treated over 20,000 patients in my career, most of them wonderful folks just like you, people who've lived full lives and deserve to enjoy their golden years in the best health possible. I've seen firsthand how the medical establishment often dismisses the concerns of older adults. They hand out the same generic advice they give to 30-year-olds, never accounting for how our bodies change as we age. What's safe for a younger person can sometimes be harmful for us. And nowhere is this more evident than with certain foods. We've been told all our lives are healthy. Let me tell you about Margaret, an 82-year-old patient of mine. For years, she suffered from increasing inflammation, digestive issues, and fatigue. She'd gone to 3 different doctors who all told her it was just aging and prescribed medications that only masked her symptoms. When she came to me, she was taking 8 different pills and feeling worse than ever. She confided that she felt invisible, like doctors had given up on her actually feeling well again. Or consider Robert, a 77-year-old former business executive who prided himself on his health routine. He exercised regularly and followed what he thought was a perfect diet, including a handful of mixed nuts every afternoon for their heart-healthy benefits. Yet his inflammation markers kept rising, his joints became more painful, and his energy plummeted. His family started planning fewer activities because they assumed he couldn't keep up anymore. Robert told me he felt deeply ashamed, like his body was betraying him despite doing everything right. I've heard these stories hundreds of times. The isolation, the frustration, the feeling that your body is mysteriously deteriorating despite your best efforts. The worst part? The answer was hiding in plain sight all along. Here's what most doctors won't tell you, or don't even know themselves. As we age, our digestive system and immune responses change dramatically. Foods that were perfectly fine in our 40s or 50s can become problematic in our 70s and beyond. And one particular nut stands out as especially troublesome for seniors: the cashew. Yes, the humble cashew nut. It's in practically every mixed nut container and marketed as a health food. But for many seniors, cashews can trigger inflammation, digestive distress, and contribute to chronic health issues that steal your quality of life. Now, this might surprise you because we've all heard nuts are healthy. And for younger people with robust digestive systems, most nuts are indeed beneficial. But cashews aren't actually true nuts. They're seeds of the cashew apple, related to poison ivy and poison sumac. They contain naturally occurring compounds called urushiol and anacardic acids that can become increasingly difficult for aging bodies to process. As we age, our digestive enzyme production decreases by up to 40%. Our gut lining becomes more permeable, allowing these irritating compounds to trigger immune responses, and our detoxification pathways, primarily in the liver, become less efficient at clearing these compounds from our system. It's not your fault that no one told you this before. Nutrition research has historically focused on younger adults, not seniors with different physiological needs. The specific effects of cashews on aging bodies simply hasn't been a research priority until recently. I want to be absolutely clear. This doesn't mean all nuts are bad for seniors. In fact, properly selected and prepared nuts can be some of the best foods for healthy aging. What matters is knowing which ones support your health at this stage of life and which ones might be silently causing problems. The good news is that making a simple change can have remarkable effects on how you feel. I've developed a straightforward protocol that has helped hundreds of my patients reduce inflammation, improve energy, and enhance their overall quality of life. It doesn't require expensive supplements or difficult regimens. It can be done entirely at home, costs very little, and many patients begin noticing improvements within just 7 days. Before I share the exact steps with you, I want you to know that this approach isn't about deprivation or eliminating foods you enjoy. It's about strategic substitutions and proper preparation methods that make all the difference. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, simple plan that could significantly improve how you feel every day. Let me walk you through the exact protocol I've used with my patients step by step. Step 1. The cashew elimination phase, days 1-14. The first step is straightforward but crucial. Completely eliminate cashews from your diet for 2 weeks. This includes obvious sources like mixed nuts, cashew butter, and cashew milk, but also hidden sources like certain Asian dishes, some pestos, and many commercial trail mixes. Here's a tip that's helped many of my patients. Take a day to go through your pantry and refrigerator, reading labels carefully. Put any cashew-containing products in a separate box or shelf section. This creates a clear visual boundary and prevents accidental consumption. For those with arthritis or vision challenges, I recommend asking a family member to help with this label reading process, or use a magnifying glass with built-in light that many of my patients find helpful. You can find these at most pharmacies for under $15. Why does this work? When you remove the irritant completely, your body's natural healing processes can begin without interruption. Inflammation markers typically begin decreasing within 72-96 hours, and gut lining regeneration begins within the first week. Step 2. Introduce healing alternatives, days 3-30. Starting on day 3 of your protocol, begin incorporating truly senior-friendly nuts and seeds into your diet. The best options include walnuts, rich in omega-3 fatty acids and particularly beneficial for brain health. For seniors with dentures or dental issues, try soaking them in filtered water for 4 to 6 hours to soften them slightly. Pecans, easier to chew than many other nuts, and contain more than 19 vitamins and minerals. They're especially rich in manganese, which supports bone health, critical for us as we age. Macadamia nuts contain the highest amount of beneficial monounsaturated fats among all nuts and are gentler on sensitive digestive systems. Chia seeds can be added to smoothies or oatmeal and provide excellent omega-3s without requiring chewing. For those with swallowing concerns, blend them thoroughly rather than eating them whole. The key is portion control. Use this elderly-friendly measurement trick. The cupped palm of your hand, not your fingers, just the palm, is the perfect portion. Size for nuts, about 1.5 ounces. Once daily is plenty. A special note for those with tremors: pre-portion your nuts into small containers on a good day or ask a family member to help. This prevents spills and frustration later. Why does this work? These alternatives provide similar nutritional benefits to cashews without the inflammatory compounds. The omega-3 fatty acids actively help reduce inflammation, and the variety ensures you're getting a wide spectrum of nutrients to support your unique senior nutritional needs. Step 3. The Digestive Support Protocol, ongoing. As we age, our natural digestive enzyme production decreases. To help your body properly process even the healthiest nuts and seeds, try these supportive practices. First, chew each bite of nuts at least 15 to 20 times. This breaks down the food mechanically and mixes it with saliva enzymes that begin digestion. I know it sounds simple, but proper chewing becomes more important as we age. Second, try taking 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar in 4 ounces of water, about 15 minutes before eating nuts or any protein-rich foods. For those who find the taste too strong, dilute it further or add a small amount of honey. Third, consider enzymes. A basic plant-based digestive enzyme supplement taken with meals can make a tremendous difference in how you process foods. Look for one containing lipase for fats, amylase for carbohydrates, and protease for proteins. For those with arthritis, in their hands I recommend enzyme capsules rather than tablets, as they're easier to swallow. If swallowing pills is difficult, many quality enzymes now come in powder form that can be mixed with applesauce or other soft foods. Why does this work? These practices compensate for the natural decline in digestive capacity that comes with aging. By enhancing digestion, you not only reduce the likelihood of discomfort, but also improve nutrient absorption, critical for maintaining energy and vitality as we age. Step 4. The anti-inflammatory boost weekly. Once a week, prepare what I call an anti-inflammatory power meal. This simple meal helps counteract any lingering inflammation and supports your body's natural healing processes. Start with a base of dark, leafy greens. Spinach, kale, or mixed greens work well. For those with dentures, lightly steaming makes them easier to chew. Add a portion of fatty fish like salmon or sardines, rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s. If chewing is difficult, canned salmon made into a soft patty works wonderfully. Include a small portion of cooked turmeric root with black pepper, which enhances turmeric absorption by up to 2000%. If fresh turmeric is hard to find, a high-quality supplement works too. Finish with a dessert of berries, especially blueberries, which have been shown to have specific cognitive benefits for seniors. A helpful tip for those with arthritis: keep a pair of good kitchen scissors in your drawer. They can be easier to manipulate than knives for cutting greens and other ingredients. Why does this work? This meal combines several scientifically proven anti-inflammatory foods that specifically target the pathways affected by cashew sensitivity. The cumulative effect helps reset your inflammatory responses and accelerates healing. Step 5. Track your progress daily. The final step is to document your journey in a simple way. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate these 4 areas each evening: energy level, joint comfort, digestive comfort, mental clarity. For those with vision or writing challenges, try using colored stickers on a calendar instead. Green for improvement, yellow for no. Change, red for worse. This visual tracking can be easier than writing numbers. Why does this work? Tracking creates awareness of subtle improvements you might otherwise miss. It also reveals patterns, like which foods or activities might still be triggering issues. Most importantly, it provides motivation as you begin seeing the green stickers or higher numbers accumulate. Let me tell you about a few patients who followed this protocol and experienced remarkable changes. Elaine, a 79-year-old retired librarian, had been experiencing what she called mystery inflammation for years. Her fingers would swell, making it difficult to put on her beloved rings, and she had persistent digestive discomfort. Within 9 days of removing cashews and following the protocol, she called me excitedly to report that her rings fit again for the first time in 3 years. But what moved her most was when her 7-year-old granddaughter noticed the difference during their weekly video call. "Grandma, your hands don't look ouchy anymore," she said. Elaine told me she wept with joy at being truly seen by her granddaughter. Then, there's Harold, 84, a former college professor who had reluctantly given up his daily walks due to joint pain and fatigue. His wife of 61 years noticed he'd become withdrawn, spending more time alone in his recliner. After just 2 weeks on the protocol, Harold felt confident enough to try a short walk. "Will, it was like turning back the clock," he told me. "Not to 40, mind you, but even going back to how I felt at 75 was miraculous." 4 weeks in, he was walking to the neighborhood park 3 times weekly, where he started meeting with other retired professors for what they jokingly call their outdoor faculty meetings. Perhaps most touching was Dorothy, a 91-year-old, who lives with her daughter's family. She had been experiencing such severe digestive issues that she'd started eating alone in her room, too embarrassed to join family meals. The isolation was taking a toll on her mental health. 3 weeks after starting the protocol, she joined the family dinner table again. Her daughter later told me that the youngest grandchild had announced, "I like it better when great-grandma eats with us." She laughs more now. Dorothy told me that moment made her feel truly part of the family again. These stories remind me every day that what we often dismiss as just aging can sometimes be addressed with straightforward changes. Our bodies are remarkably resilient at any age. I want you to remember something important. It is never too late to feel better. Your body maintains its healing capacity throughout your entire life. Yes, it works differently at 80 than it did at 40, but the fundamental ability to heal and improve remains. The changes I've described aren't about turning back the clock to youth. That's not our goal. Our goal is to make the most of where we are now, to feel the best we can at our current age, to maintain our independence, enjoy our families, and continue contributing our wisdom to this world. I encourage you to try this protocol for just 7 days, that's all, 1 week. Notice how you feel. Pay attention to your energy, your comfort, your digestion, and your mood. You might be surprised by what changes. Your family will notice the difference. Perhaps they'll comment on how you're moving more easily or participating more in conversations. But more importantly, you'll feel the difference. You'll know in your body that something has shifted. Remember, this isn't about dramatic transformation. It's about incremental improvements that add up to a better quality of life. It's about removing an unnecessary burden your body has been carrying, perhaps for years. If this information has helped you, please consider sharing it with others who might benefit. So many of our peers suffer unnecessarily because this knowledge isn't widely shared. Like, subscribe, and send this video to someone who might need it. We seniors need to look out for each other. Thank you for your attention today. From one elder to another, I wish you comfort, health, and the joy that comes from feeling well in your body. Until next time, this is Dr. William Bennett, reminding you that your best days aren't behind you. They're the ones you're living right now.